Hello, this is Stormcloud SC2, and I'm going to be casting a game from the Dreamhack 2011 Summer Tournament between Duckloadra and Moon. Duckloadra is also now known as Whitera. Used to be sponsored by Duckload, however. And he's going to be our protest player spawning on the bottom side, and on the upper side we are going to have our Zerg player named Moon spawning. Both these are very good players. Some of you may have heard a lot about Whitera just because he's known for doing a lot of ridiculous strategies. He likes carriers and warp prisms and motherships a lot. Usually you can always count on a good game from him because he has a very unique playing style and he's a lot of fun to watch. Oh shoot. I'm trying to not to say so much because watching my previous cast, I'm sort of like an machine. So I'm trying not to do that in this game, and I'm going to try to think clearer and make my thoughts more developed. So try to stop me if I say We're gonna have an shoot, there was the We have a gas going down really quick for Moon actually, and then we have a spawning pool coming after it. This is surprising. He might be going for an early metabolic boost or early things. I'm not totally sure what he's doing by this. I'll have to review this afterwards and see what he's doing. Whitera so far is a very standard opening. He's getting his gas and his gateway, and he's going to be getting a cybernetics fairly soon. So as far, Moon's going to have a spawning pool finishing pretty soon. He's macroing well. I'm not really sure what to say. We have our cybernetics going down for Whitera. I'm just going to call him Whitera for this cast, even though technically he's Duckloadra. At the time this game was played, he's known as Whitera now, so I'm just going to refer to him as that. And we have 7 energy on this Nexus. He's really just spending those on probes. He's not saving it up for anything specific. Over here from our Zerg player, we see Whitera is actually having a probe there to block any possible expansion that comes down. That can be a very annoying thing for Zerg, except for that he has lings popping right now. So it won't actually do that much, considering that they'll just be able to deny that right away. And you won't want to throw down a pylon also. Another thing to do is not throw down a pylon to block it in this situation, because when you have Zerglings, they can just kill that so quickly it's not cost effective. We have, thankfully, a Zealot blocking this exit, so the Lings won't be able to run into the main base of Whitera. And we're putting a Chrono Boost action on the Warp Gate right now. And we have the Hatchery down for Moon, going for a fairly quick natural. Oh shoot, there was the Metabolic Boost is actually being researched quickly so we can get that sooner. This will give him very good map control. However, he won't be able to sneak into the base of Whitera just because he has that Zealot there. And the Worker can still get through, because Workers, if you set them to mine on a mineral patch, no matter where it is, they'll go through any units to get that mineral patch. So that was how the Probe was able to slip that Zealot, but the Lings weren't, because since the Zerglings aren't Workers, they can't do that. Oh shoot, there was the We have Metabolic Boost completing right now. In fact, let's pull up the production tab just so we can keep an eye on what's going on. We're building a sentry from Whitera, and then along with that, we've also got 3 gateways going down. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be a 3-gate expand. That's something that we see commonly from a lot of professional players. Warp Gate is nearing done, and these Lings have Metabolic Boost now, so he will have good map control with them. In fact, perfect timing, we have a Queen coming down, the Natural's done now. These Lings will get good map control, but with 2 sentries in the Zealot, he should be able to hold any Natural that he makes fairly well. So Moon, over here, he's just producing drones right now. Really, we're just macroing. And, let's see, so we still have 3 harvesters on this extractor over here. And we can see, I think Moon, there's a chance he could be going for some roaches later, but for now he's not harvesting gas that extensively. So we have our natural coming down for Whitera, which is not a big surprise. And finally Warp Gate is done. So now he'll be able to warp in quick reinforcements. I would imagine that we'll probably see either, well, there's a variety of what he could do. Whitera could try to throw down a forge just to get some better protection here to get cannons, or we might be seeing a robotics just so we can start getting out immortals and observers and that kind of things and start getting a more tech-based play. We have a Roach Warren coming down for Moon. This could be effective considering that Whitera has a second base now, but we actually have Gateway and a pylon coming down to help all that off. The Roaches, I don't, unless he pushes out in mass numbers and gets up a strong army, I don't think it'll be that effective. I think it could be more effective right now for Moon to take a third base, which is exactly what he's doing. Just because the Protoss player, after a Protoss player after a Protoss player takes a natural, they really aren't going to have that many good units or hardly any units at all for a long time. So it's generally safe for Zerg after a Protoss player expands, especially early game, is just to do some expanding of your own or some aggressive plays, because they really aren't going to have that very strong or many of units. Whitera is actually pushing out right now. He's got a fairly large group, but he has a lot of sentries. He's warping in a stalker down here. However, then we have the Zealot, or Zergling counter push down here, which is going to hurt him a lot because just so, oh my goodness. We will look at the units killed, and wow, that was 8 workers killed. So you can see why that is a bad thing. You don't want to run away your whole army like that, just because if the... not making much sense here. Zergling counter pushes are horrible, and you need to avoid them. Oh my goodness, hold on, we're going to keep up this unit's loss time, because we're at 10 workers killed now, 12. So, I think Whitera is going to have his economy killed after this, just because there's so many worker deaths down here. However, he is pushing up here into the base, but since Moon has 3 spine crawlers, there's really not a large chance that he'll be able to break it easily. Since early game and he took that expansion, he doesn't have that many units. Considering the Zerg player actually has... that is not what I wanted. Considering the Zerg player has 10 Roaches right now, and Whitera has, well, 3 sentries and 3 stalkers and 2 zealots, I don't think it'll be very effective. He actually did manage to hold this off, and his economy is slightly hurting. If we look at the income tab, however, we see Whitera is far behind on the minerals right now. That's just because those Zerglings and those counter pushes just hurt you so bad. He's far behind on the minerals, about half as much. Gas, they're about even, but the thing that you have to remember is a Protoss player doesn't want to mine that much gas. I mean, a Protoss player wants to mine that much gas, and a Zerg player does not, because Zerg players really don't need it. Even with the Roaches, we still are only mining from 3 geysers, whereas the Protoss player was mining from 4, but then they got killed. That was... I'm gonna shut up. Bottom line is that hurt Whitera's economy, and there was the These 3 stalkers up here are really in a bad situation. Whitera shut down the expansion, the 3rd base, but really not so much because he lost those 3 stalkers automatically. We have a Zergling here to prevent any 3rd base trying to go down for Whitera. He's starting to get more saturated. If we look at the worker supply, it's 37 for Whitera to 62 for Moon. So Moon has definite advantage, considering also that they're both only on 2 base. Moon is far better saturated than Whitera is. And if we look at the production tab right now, Moon isn't even building anything. Right now he's macroing and teching up. He's building a hatchery. He's getting his hive, just building queens and overlords. Whereas Whitera just... I don't know, I think it'll be tough for him to recover after that Zergling counter push. We see right now Whitera is getting out an observer. His army is composed of mostly sentries. He has 8 of them right now, sniping this Zergling up here. And we see Moon is continuing just to make a lot of Zerglings, just because they're... That's the thing about when you get an early metabolic boost, you just have very good map control, and he's just continuing to abuse that. Because Whitera now has to be careful whenever he moves anywhere, just because those counter pushes, like I said, very bad. Down here, Whitera takes a 3rd, and it's going to get shut down immediately by the Zerglings. I think it might have not even been cancelled there. That is very bad. Oh great, there's the there's 3rd base coming down from Moon up here. Whitera's 3rd base got shut down. If we look at the army supply right now, that's the wrong one. Army supply right now, Whitera has actually got a bigger army, 36 to 28, although Whitera's still far down on his workers. Moon actually has 85 workers right now, and I think at about this point, you don't want to be making too many extra workers, because it really starts hurting your army supply with how much you can have, especially Zerg, where your units are weaker. You're going to want to make the most of your supply. So we can see that he's not producing any drones. I do not believe, and that's just because he's not producing any drones just because he has so many. He's got 4 spine crawlers coming down on here, which will defend at third base very well. Whitera has his own third base down, halfway down. No real protection. Probably there's the should probably wall off this ramp just with gateways to avoid those Zerglings running in, because some cannons and gateways walling it off would be very effective. We have 3 overlords right there. That would be an easy snipe for Whitera if he came over and got them. There's the army supply. Now Moon is pushed far ahead, and it is 82 to 106 for Whitera. And Whitera is even supply block. No, not anymore. He's fixed it. His army really isn't that big. It's just Zealot Stalker, and he doesn't really have any tech. There's even a Changeling in Whitera's base. He has this Robo. He's not producing from it, though. He made a few observers, and we can see he has those out now. But I think he might want some Immortals to help deal with all these many roaches. But then the problem is those Zerglings just can kill Immortals. In fact, I think that Whitera's definitely lost this just because of his composition right now. Those Zerglings, as we can see, they're running up there. There goes the third base. Those Zerglings really, unless he gets perfect force fields off, those will definitely hurt the Stalker sentries. Just because they do so much damage. Whitera trying to get upgrades there, but that got shut down very quickly. And we even have more units streaming down. There's a non-stop flow from Moon's base down into Whitera's. And right now he's got good force fields. They're actually incredibly good force fields. It looks like most of the Zerglings have been killed. But at the same time, they keep coming down for the flank and down to hurt the natural. And really, for Whitera to hold this off, he's being attacked on each side now, and even with nice force fields, it's just going to be hard for him to hold this off, because if we look at the units being produced, we see 16 Zerglings and 6 Roaches. It's just constant flow of units from Moon, and right now Whitera isn't producing anything but 3 probes. So I think we have 4th base coming down from Moon. Whitera, these Zerglings still in his base everywhere. His army is sort of trapped up here behind their own force fields. Zerglings running in, gonna do a lot of damage just because the Stalkers they shoot very slowly. And I think at this point Whitera is basically lost. Just because, if we look at the army supply, it's 80 to 36 with Moon in the lead. And he's getting, oh my goodness, he has a perfect surround on all those Stalkers. He really stood no chance there. I think the main lesson that we can learn from this is just not to let those Zergling run-bys into your base, just to be careful of those, because that definitely devastated Whitera's economy and it stopped him from getting any further. Also, perhaps some Zealots might have been a smarter choice, just because of how much Moon was preferring those Zerglings. Stalkers just are not very good against Zerglings. That's just the bottom line, and so I think it would have been more effective to go maybe just something more Zealot based, or get some better tech, because he really never had any tech except for gateway units, and he didn't even have any upgrades. He was basically just like a straight gateway army with no tech or upgrades, so which is exactly what I just said. So for Whitera, he should have had a better economy and got out some kind of tech. I think that's what it comes down to. Just protect his economy, and I would have gone Zealot and some kind of Zealot Archon, Zealot Colossus. The problem with Zealot Colossus is you have to be careful of mutas. I'm rambling. Don't let Zergling run-bys into your base. Horrible idea. Don't do it.